curiosity. Every size, every line, every girl, every guy, everybody who don't identify.
Hello my loves, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Hi, hello, my name is Loey. Today's topic is on someone who has been on my radar for a while, and I was very mixed on whether or not I wanted to make this video. I've been tweeting about the situation a lot, with most of you guys kind of saying, you know, that you totally agreed with what I was saying or that you didn't understand what was going on. But as curiosity has kind of gotten the better of me and I've dug deeper into this person, I've realized what a sinister world they live in truly is, and just how scary 3 a.m. challenges on YouTube as a genre have become. And I'm not talking about like people that just do a 3 a.m. challenge here and there or anything like that, or people who do them as part of, you know, maybe a paranormal thing, anything like that. I do a lot of paranormal stuff here on my channel, and I certainly don't fault anyone for like kind of playing a paranormal game or doing something at 3 in the morning. But more so what I'm referring to when I say the 3 a.m. genre is this group of people who are very clearly making these 3 a.m. challenges that are completely bogus, where they're calling like Mickey Mouse or what's another good example? Contacting their dead girlfriend on a Ouija board, kind of like Jaystation. I think most of you will already know this, but I mean zero disrespect to people who just do something at 3 in the morning. And you know, that's just part of their content. And I don't even necessarily have an issue with people who are doing like these fake 3 a.m. challenges, because I think that most people can tell they're not real, and it's just for entertainment, and all of YouTube is for entertainment. But what happens when you have a young audience and you continue to blur the line between entertainment and reality, and the subject matter gets darker and darker and darker? You end up kind of like the subject of today's video. So today I'm going to be talking about the YouTuber I'm Jaystation, about the recent controversy surrounding him faking the death of his girlfriend on YouTube, and also just around how quickly this situation has deteriorated into something very serious, very criminal, and just some other kind of scary, weird stuff I've dug up in the process of learning more about him. This is not to cause hate on anybody. My major concern in going into this, and I was saying this to a friend of mine earlier tonight, I'm genuinely worried about the repercussions of teaching children who don't know any better, who are mostly leaving positive comments on his videos, who are massively supporting him and his content. I worry about continuously telling them that death is not real, it's not final, it's not absolute. I was thinking about a scenario that I completely made up in my head about him continuously contacting celebrities before they're even buried in the ground, using a Ouija board at 3 a.m. and, you know, making up responses from them, or this whole thing with his dead girlfriend where he was talking to her through the Ouija board, and he said in his latest video that they were planning on bringing her back, essentially. I worry about this message consistently getting out to people, young people who don't know any better, and them believing that if their grandma dies tomorrow, it's fine because they can just contact her on the Ouija board at 3 in the morning. The reason that all of this came about is that I'm Jaystation, or I'm just gonna refer to him as either Jay or Jaystation in this video. I don't know if Jay is his real name or anything like that, but anyway. Jaystation made a series of videos about his dead girlfriend, Alexia Marano, who is very, very much so alive. The entire thing kicked off about a week ago when I got back from PAX South, which I posted a vlog of and everything. But the reason that I was even aware of it, because I don't follow Jaystation social media or like his YouTube or anything, the reason I was aware is because my friend Muda, Some Ordinary Gamers here on YouTube, who has covered Jaystation in the past, had tweeted about it, and just at that time, I don't think a lot of people were doubting Jay when he came on and made a very serious video claiming that he had lost his girlfriend in a drunk driving accident. I'm not going to include any of the video here. It has been taken down, and what we know now is that Alexia's parents especially were very uncomfortable with the narrative of their daughter being dead when she was very alive being spread. So I'm not going to include any of that, but essentially in the video, Jay seemed like he was crying, but you could tell there were no tears or anything. I think everyone deals with like grief differently. So again, not a lot of people were questioning him. He said that his girlfriend had died in a drunk driving accident, continuously said, you know, how much she loved the fan base, whatever, and that the only thing she would have wanted is to get their second channel, Dream Team, to 1 million subscribers. That was all she was after, was getting to 1 million subscribers. That was her dream. And he repeated that over and over. So while nobody was blatantly calling him a liar, I think there were red flags that were certainly set off in the video. These were only heightened in a secondary video in which Jay was driving. It was about 6 minutes of him driving down a road where he went to go see her memorial to pay his last respects. No grave or anything like that, like a memorial. It's very common that when people pass away and they're on a major road or something, that people will set up like a memorial of their favorite things. I will include a bit of that just so you guys can get some frame of reference. But that's what this video was. And largely the reason that I started really tuning in is that, once again, my friend Muda said in his video kind of covering this that he knew exactly what road that was. He's also from Canada, from the same area as Jay, and so he was kind of driving around trying to see if he could spot the memorial. He was calling the Toronto police asking if there had been a drunk driving incident. Nothing was lining up, so people were, you know, of course, kind of starting to get weirded out. Video 3 in this saga was, well, video 3 was just him contacting the Tooth Fairy or something at like 3 in the morning. It had nothing to do with her, but in the beginning of the video, he was like, rest in peace to Alexia, whatever. So video 4 comes about, and it's him trying to contact his dead girlfriend on the Ouija board at 3 a.m. People knew it was coming. I think everyone knows his style of video. I mean, he was, again, he contacts celebrities on the Ouija board or tries to contact the dead in some way before they're even in the ground. So people, I think, were expecting it. Didn't make it any less jarring. It was very fake, so bizarre. And this video was met with a lot of criticism. Finally, we are up to present day, or at least yesterday when I am filming this, in which Jay releases a video expressing that his girlfriend is alive, that together they faked the videos, that she was in on the entire thing, but that her family was super displeased with what was going on. I'm not very familiar with this guy, with his history, with anything. And so, you know, I didn't know a lot about either of them really going into this, but what I did see that I thought was really important was that on Alexia's personal YouTube channel, she had posted a video basically is kind of a call to action to hopefully find her father a match for a kidney because of things that he was going through. So clearly she's at least somewhat close with her family to do something like that, you know, or she has some kind of relationship with them. And so I can definitely understand why her family would be super freaked out when they see that their child is dead on the internet. So Jay's video goes on to explain that essentially Alexia left while he was asleep, so on. I won't get in, you know, I'm not here to like cover the drama portion of it. It's more so the disturbing uncovered details of that video and then other things that now I know about him that really, interest isn't the right word, concern me. If I'm laughing or smiling or anything, I don't think this is funny. I'm like wildly uncomfortable, and I think that's a pretty normal response, but anyway, I just want to make sure. So essentially Alexia left. Jay took down these videos of him saying she was dead, whatever. And the next thing he knows, there are police at his door saying that there is a warrant for his arrest because apparently somebody, I don't even know if in the video it was specified that it was Alexia. I think it was just assumed. Allegedly, he has this warrant out for his arrest due to assault. And also assault with a weapon. In this video, he claims he has no idea what it's about, that he and his ex-girlfriend were fine until this entire thing happened. He took down the videos. He doesn't know what's going on. He has no idea what she could be referring to. He never laid a hand on her, so on and so forth. And I find all of this incredibly jarring. Jay has a rocky road with his relationships and a rocky road with women that makes me so worried about this situation. There is a YouTuber named Tamimi, Tehmimi. She has done, her videos, number one, are really, really incredible. She has done an incredible job of chronicling a lot of the darker parts of Jaystation, as well as tweeting out relevant material. So a lot of this is going to be from her. I will link a few of her videos down below. I highly recommend you guys check her out. Again, a lot of this will be kind of summarizing things that she really brought to light. A content creator named Aiko chronicled her time dating Jay, and the alleged manipulation and gaslighting that occurred during the course of their relationship is bananas. And its patterns, this video was posted like 2 years ago, but the patterns of behavior that were present in this relationship allegedly are so present in what's happening now. And the story now is basically coming straight out of Jay's mouth. So essentially, Aiko's story chronicles her time with Jay being very manipulative. He said he constantly accused her of cheating on him. She didn't want to be in a relationship to start with, and then he kind of like pressured her into it. He said that she couldn't see her family because if she did, she would be cheating on him. He definitely had like a lot of different rules and stuff for her. She showed text messages in which he told her to quit dance and school and singing and all of these things that she was doing in her career and in her life, to quit all of it. He also dropped the N-word while on the phone with her in that video. So if you want another thing to know that he's scum about, there you go. The relationship ended in a very toxic way, and he ended up leaking her number on Instagram, which I think is very important to know. This guy is almost 30. He's like 29, and he's like leaking people's numbers on Instagram. That's how childish he is. So fast forwarding to this situation that's current with his girlfriend Alexia and her being dead. One of her Facebook friends that was being consistently harassed over, is Alexia dead? Is she alive? What's going on? You know, yada yada. This friend, after speaking with Alexia, then had her number leaked by Jay. I have not seen screenshots of this, but in a video on the God of News's channel, which is apparently a commentary channel here on YouTube, the friend of Alexia says that after she spoke to Alexia, then went public with the information saying she was okay, Jay leaked her number on his YouTube stories and said, guys, this is my number, you know, text me, call me, I'm gonna be changing it in, you know, some odd hours, whatever. So she's obviously gonna have to change her number now. But again, it's just that weird parallel to what this person was saying 2 years ago that he did to her. The kind of mirroring of behavior then in this relationship with Aiko to his relationship now with Alexia is really staggering. The way that he also talked about Alexia in his most recent video, you know, saying that she had a warrant out for his arrest essentially, just strikes me as very like gaslighty. He said in that video that he had never been happy before Alexia. You know, Alexia was responsible for his happiness. Even though she has a warrant out for his arrest, he still wants to be with her. She ruined his life, but she means everything to him. It's just weird, like really weird. And he also just over and over and over again expresses that like, all of these videos saying she was dead, that was all for her. He kept saying in the video that he wanted to give her success, you know, he wanted to build her up and help her get this platform and so on and so forth. They did this together, but he did this for her, you know what I mean? It very much so painted the picture that he faked her death for views, but it was all for her so she could get 1 million subscribers on the Dream Team channel, which is an incorporated company. I'd like to point out to you, Dream Team Incorporated is a company in Canada that belongs to both Jay and Alexia, so I highly doubt she was getting every cent of the AdSense on that channel. Anyways, my main point that I'd like to drive home here, there are two main crucial things that I really want to get across in this video. The first is that there are staggering parallels between this situation and his last relationship, in which both of them, he seems hyper manipulative. The phrases that he uses very much so seem like gaslighting. I am concerned for Alexia that she continues to be silent. It does not strike me as another part of this saga, and if it is, they're both monsters. You know, she certainly played along in all of their content, right? She definitely helped with the narrative of all of this, and I think on her channel even, you know, did the same sort of content that he did, the very excited, hyper, kind of, I don't want to say fake personality, but you can tell it's not real, right? Like these 3 a.m. challenges and all of these various things that they did, staying in the lowest rated motel, I know is one of the videos he talked about filming with her, or there was one where they took a lie detector test together and it very clearly was not real. Ultimately, like, nobody deserves to go through any sort of assault or abuse from another person ever. And I don't know what happened, but I hope that she's okay, and I hope that whatever did go down, it gets resolved soon. I don't really, again, know how this kind of stuff works, but I'm assuming that you can't just go to the police and say, you know, so-and-so abused me, assaulted me, whatever, like, go arrest them. I think you have to give a detailed report and talk through what happened. My gut or my hope that nobody would ever make something like that up, but it just seems so strange to me to even think that somebody would make something like that up, you know, and leaving without saying a word to him. It just, again, seeing the parallels of this and then what he's already done, it does make me really concerned for her. There's a whole other sector to this, in which he actually flew out to a 16-year-old fan who is a girl. That YouTuber that I mentioned before, Tamimi, she has an entire video, kind of like series chronicling his time visiting an underage girl that was a fan, and just the kind of weird stuff that happened around that. There's really nothing like concrete or anything even alleged that anyone can take away from that. It was just strange, and the way that he talked to this fan was strange and questionable. And when he left her, it was very much so the same narrative of like, I have no one around me, I'm all alone, like this makes me so happy, she makes me so happy, and like, you know, she's not my girlfriend, she's my friend, but like she makes me happy, and every time I get anything good, it's taken away from me. It's the same sort of language. All of these incidents by themselves are questionable and sketchy, but all of them combined paint a really strange, really scary narrative of a YouTuber who admitted in his most recent video that he has really hustled to gain his success on YouTube, that he can't get another job due to a past criminal record, that, you know, YouTube is his only shot and he's gonna cling on to it and, you know, do what he needs to do to make this money. All of this has shown a really dark portrait of a person who certainly does not seem like an angel on YouTube either. I think the hunger of chasing after those clickbait titles to feed into an algorithm that supports these constant videos with these long watch times that most of the time a young audience can give. I think the drive of running after that and running after that success can probably make someone crazy and probably make someone go to pretty extreme lengths to keep their relevancy on YouTube. We see this all the time. YouTubers change their content and follow the trends and do whatever, but it certainly seems like this guy is willing to go to pretty extreme lengths to get his clicks, and I think is also doing some really sketchy stuff towards women, especially behind the scenes. The other big point that I wanted to drive home, and the biggest danger, obviously aside from potentially and allegedly assaulting people, which is the #1 concern that I think all of us should have, and continuing to click on this person's videos, is knowing that that is an allegation that is set against him. The second big thing that really concerns me is what I touched on earlier in terms of these videos faking death, bringing people back from the dead, contacting celebrities again before they have even been buried in the ground. On a lighter portion of this, I think it paints a really unrealistic expectation in terms of actual paranormal ghost hunting, whatever. If you believe in that kind of thing, I clearly do. I know not everybody does, and probably a lot of people finding this video may not, but these crazy videos that he does with these insane narratives that people aren't really able to discern if he means it or if it's all for entertainment. I think most adults can see that it's for entertainment and it's all fake, but I don't think kids necessarily see that. I worry about what this teaches to people who can't discern the difference between is this real, is it fake, in terms of death. And like I said before, I just kept thinking about the scenario where, like, how embarrassing and mortifying and sad would it be for a young person to, after a loved one passes away, to say, well, we can, you know, contact them at 3 a.m. and we can call this number and, you know, do yada, yada, yada. And it's all fine. They're not really gone. I think the finality of death is something we don't really go over with young people in general. I think we kind of wait for something tragic to strike most of the time. And I don't think anybody can really understand it until it happens to them. But this constant, like, toying with the boundaries and setting out this narrative that, like, if someone's gone, you can fake this 3 a.m. challenge and talk to them through the Ouija board and, like, you're always gonna get a response. I think that that can be really dangerous. I'm not, like, necessarily also calling out anyone but Jaystation. I know that there are other people who make very similar videos that are for entertainment. Jay is just the most prevalent YouTuber, and I've been very vocal on Twitter about being really embarrassed to share the same platform as him, being really embarrassed to make these paranormal ghost hunting videos that I do occasionally, and knowing that someone like him is out there in a similar category to me. Like, that's embarrassing, but I think that the darker aspect of this and this kind of sinister universe that he lives in and seemingly runs is way more important than, like, just me being kind of ticked off that, like, we exist on the same platform. So I hope this wasn't too rambly. I kind of wanted to make, like, a proper script and go over a lot of different bullet points, but at the end of the day, I don't really care about the drama aspect of anything or exposing, like, finer details of his life. I care about the patterns that he's continued to show. I care that he seems like a very unstable person, in my opinion. I care that he seems very manipulative and aggressive towards women. And I care about the message that this is sending out to kids. And before you even write the, well, parents can monitor what their kids watch on YouTube, in the comments, no, they can't. Like, people certainly can try. And I think that a lot of parents go to great lengths to monitor what their children take in. But do you remember when we were all in high school, for those of you who are a little bit older, like, our school blocked us from every bad website on the planet, and we still found ways around it. Children and teenagers cannot be kept under lock and key and force-fed just this bread and butter content for all of eternity. I think certainly we can try and we can do our best, but at the end of the day, millions of people are seeing his videos and buying them. So that is what I'm worried about. I wish I had, like, something nice to wrap this video up with, but I kind of just wanted to explain the situation in its entirety, point out some really startling details, say that I really hope that Alexia is okay. I hope that the situation resolves. I hope that Jay is also okay and stable, and you know, I don't wish bad upon anybody. I just also think that anyone who would fake their girlfriend's death and do the kind of stuff that he does is, you know, probably someone who should reevaluate what they've been up to. So with that being said, it's very late. I'm actually gonna go ahead and skedaddle, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next one.